right, he can chuck and scores!
Shabbat curled and drives and scores!
And the Senators win it.
Five apart, another chance, Batherson scores! Drake Batherson, oh, and got it! Green, oh, Green again, scores!
All right, everybody, we are joined here with a very special guest. It is Senators prospect Egor Sokolov. Egor, thank you so much for joining the show.
Thanks for having me.
The absolute pleasure. We've been talking for a while, and you've quickly become one of the top Sens prospects in the hearts of many Sens fans. So, Egor, it's honestly a pleasure. I'm humbled to have you here on Sens Talk. Now, I know you just got back from Russia from visiting your family. What was that like, seeing your family, especially after such a long time due to the COVID-19 pandemic?
Oh, it was great, man. It's obviously it's a big thing for me because I'm still a kid. So I'm 21 and not being able to see my family for that long. It kind of catching up to you.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I was glad that I was able to do that. Spend some time with them and just enjoy my time with them as much as I can. Spend some time with my brother and yeah. So I was really happy with that, and now I'm back in Canada and looking forward to the future.
Now, obviously, with COVID restrictions being lifted, do you see your family potentially coming over to Ottawa or over to Belleville to watch you play live next year?
Yeah, for sure. My mom is off work not Christmas time, so I hope she's gonna be able to come and spend some time with me and just to come and watch my games. And it's been a while since she's been in North America. Last time it was when it was my 18th year in the queue. She came over for 9 or 10 days after Christmas, and so my last year in the queue as a 19, she was supposed to come for my playoffs. So it was literally like 5 or 6 days away for her flight was booked and everything, and season got canceled. So and then I couldn't go back home, and it's been over a year and a half. I saw them last time at the World Juniors, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. But I hope so, and it looks like things looking positive now, and it would be awesome to have her over.
Well, that's honestly unfortunate, and honestly, it's really, really too bad. I'm sure you were really, really looking forward to that, especially for playoffs. Everything was booked, everything was planned. Hey, you know what? This provides an opportunity. Come down to Belleville, watch you get to play pro hockey, and maybe make a nice weekend out of it. Now, speaking of that and playing in front of your family. The Senators fan base, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video or this interview, has absolutely fallen in love with you. So how fired up are you, Egor, to have the opportunity next year to potentially play in front of fans?
Oh, man, I can't wait for that. I'm just, one of those guys who's loves being involved in the community, loves being around fans, spend some time with kids, and, I feed that stuff. And this year been kind of weird one where everything through Zoom, internet, and stuff like that. So I was trying to make most of it, try to communicate with the fans on Twitter, Instagram, and stuff like that. So I made most of it, and I'm happy that lots of fans are appreciating me, and I'm seeing all that stuff they say. So I appreciate them obviously, and I'm looking forward to have people in the building and spend time with them and talk to them and give autographs and just have fun.
Yeah, I remember the day you were drafted, and we're going to touch up on this later. But with your billet family, that TikTok that showed you and your billet family, just celebrating, just pure joy after getting drafted in the second round. That was awesome. So yeah, honestly, for you, I think that is incredible. Now I want to move the conversation now into Belleville, and now with Belleville, Ottawa. Was the home to the Belleville Senators last year, unfortunately, due to COVID. So what was that like for you, Egor? Obviously, it wasn't playing in Belleville, but you were playing in a National Hockey League arena, and you were sharing the facilities with a National Hockey League team. So what was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was awesome. I honestly tell you, I can't complain about anything. I was able to play hockey last year, right? So I mean, it was just a great opportunity. Obviously, it was a bit harder. We were practicing at Sensplex and had to move over to CDC for games and stuff like that. And but when you're a kid like me who didn't play hockey for 9-10 months, you just wanted to do anything gets, and you whatever you have to give up to just play a hockey game. So I think just the Senators organization doing a great job with us, just setting us up and being us being able to play in CDC was special as well. Obviously, without fans, it kind of was feeling weird, but just being in an NHL arena was a cool experience.
Now, being in Ottawa, though, and you mentioned how the Sanders really took good care of you guys, which is awesome. But did you get the opportunity to really explore the city of Ottawa, go around the city, check out some of the sites?
Honestly, though, not really, because everything was so strict, and we were kind of just like locked down, going through from the rink to home and go back to the rink and stuff. So, and obviously, you're just kind of scared because COVID testing every day, and if somebody gets positive test, and it's teams locks for 2 weeks without doing anything, so you didn't really want to put anybody in a risk, right? So, I think next year I'm gonna hopefully when we go to camp and stuff like that, I'm gonna have a better opportunity to see Ottawa and check it around, and really looking forward to just being able to get out of the house and spend some time outside.
I think that's a great point. And obviously we're going to touch up on this later, but you have former teammates from Cape Breton, Kevin Mandolese with Belleville. I'm sure obviously you're good friends with a lot of the guys in the locker room now. So everything being open next year is going to provide a great opportunity to, really get to know the city of Ottawa. But the last year with the Belleville Sanders, you absolutely killed it. And honestly, like many, many years before and many, many years going to be in the future too, the draft pundits were not exactly, for some reason, they thought that the Sanders reached by taking you in the second round, and you shut them up because the year after they said that it was a reach, you quickly have become one of the best prospects in hockey. Last year, you compiled 25 points, 15 of those were goals in 35 games with the Belleville Sanders. You've quickly become one of the Ottawa's best prospects. What went into last year's breakout season, Egor?
Obviously that long time off from playing the games, and I just kind of took care of myself, spent lots of time at the gym, because lots of people were talking about my conditioning level, right? So, that was one thing I had to improve. Then skating, and I was 4 or 5 months, I was just, spending working on my skating, right? So there was those things, and obviously after getting drafted, then lots of people thought it was too early for double overager to get picked and stuff like that. So I was like, what? I proved people wrong already. It's being passed over twice and getting picked in the second round. Why not to do it again, right? So it just when I was getting excited, obviously when they were coming out with the camp and stuff like that. So and then went to the camp and just got a sniff of NHL and being around the pro guys and how they're taking care of themselves, and then got obviously sent down to AHL, and we had a long time before the season started because Ontario wasn't proving us to play, right? So it was kind of a weird waiting again, kind of like that waiting game over and over, but then they gave us a green light and I was all fired up. And obviously, honestly though, when we played first 4 games against Laval, and it kind of felt like it's preseason games, right? Like we didn't play hockey for such a long time, and we barely had team practices, and those 4 games kind of shook me a little bit. I was like, oh my god, like I might not gonna be able to score a goal in this league this year. Like I have to prepare myself for being dominating in the queue, having like as many goals as I want, basically. I have 10 to 12 scoring chances, whereas in the A it's such a hard league to play, and lots of people are played some NHL games. And then we had another break, 11 days off, I think, before we played Stockton at home. And
really 11 days.
We had 11. We played 4 games against Laval in 2 weeks, and then we had 11 days off before.
So as a hockey player, like that's not something that's common. That's like must be foreign to you. So in those 11 days as a hockey player, how do you deal with that like long pause?
Yeah, but for me, it was a positive way, because I kind of was going over my shifts and how I played and what I was doing wrong, because I wasn't getting enough scoring chances, and I'm the guy who loves scoring goals. I'm feeding that, right?
Yeah.
Like I love great offense. So I was doing videos with my forward coach Ben Sexton, just what I did wrong, and and they just told me that I was overthinking the game, kind of trying to be player, not who I am on. Like I really just tried to play perfect system and stuff like that, and just overthinking it. And then they told me that they know that I can score goals, and just be myself, and obviously play defensively, right, do right things on the edge, but don't be over focused on that. And then I got my first one, and then it kind of just felt nice, kind of took off some weight off my shoulders, and then coaches just start putting me in right opportunities, giving me right opportunities, and I just all year long came better than I expected, honestly, tell it to be. But I'm happy with that, and it just took some time, but it was a lot of learning, and obviously coaches and the older guys were helping a lot just to get used to pro hockey, and obviously those 9 months I put in work in the gym paid off like big time. I lost lots of weight, and I was feeling lighter on the ice and I could move. So yeah.
Now, I want to actually just discuss that a little bit more, because you mentioned how you actually did read, and you saw how draft pundits and draft experts, quote unquote experts, were mentioning how you needed to improve your skating and other stuff. And you mentioned that was a big factor, or an indicator into why, or a reason into why you really, really worked hard during this offseason. Now, Egor, is it often that hockey players look at what the draft experts, quote unquote draft experts in the online community, hockey community says? Do you guys really focus on that, or do you just try to focus on yourself?
I think it was just I saw those things because I was so bored and I had nothing to do, right? Everything is shut down.
Yeah.
So
you're just looking your name
one of the
up.
things. But I saw one or two things where it said, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna bother myself anymore. Like, I'm not gonna read that stuff. It's not something I do. Like, I just knew what I have to improve on. Like, lots of teams talk to my coach and stuff, and for the Eagles organization, they told me what they think. So, I knew what I have to do, and I knew what I had to change my diet, change my, how I just taken care of myself, right? So, because I want to become pro for a long time, and, body can crush it at any point if you don't take care of it well. So it was just more of myself. And after I got drafted, and I had another 2 months where I was communicating with Senators organization, and they were giving me stuff to do and what I have to improve. So it just that helped.
Yeah, for sure. Now, obviously, like you mentioned, he didn't going into the season. I don't think many people would have expected for a second round pick as a rookie. It's like you said, the HL is a really, really tough league. So going into last year, you really surprised a lot of people. And I think a lot of people knew you had the potential to do so. And you really did. You surprised a lot of people, and you proved a lot of people right too, with how well you played last year. And I'm a big fan of yours, Egor. That's why I'm really fired up to have you on right now. And, like I said, with that TikTok from when you were drafted, from the moment you were drafted, I hated seeing the draft quote unquote experts say that this was a reach. I think you got to give a kid a chance. And when a kid's drafted, see what they can do post draft, and then, criticize or, discuss whether it was a reach or not then. But I think when a team selects a player, no matter what round it is, honestly, to me, it doesn't matter. They like the player. That's all that matters. So Egor, thank God that you're an Ottawa Senator. And now we're talking about how you progressed last year. So let's talk about next year. What are your expectations, Egor, going to next season? What are the expectations you have for yourself?
Well, my expectation is just, coming into the camp with the right mindset and just, keep being me, just, do what I do on the ice and, see where I'm at. Since if I go back down to AHL, obviously, play my game there, just try to improve as much as I can, talk to the coach and stuff, and just do the right things on the ice, and just keep playing the way I do, and see where I'm at. Basically, I don't really like to put any expectations, because it's just a weird thing to do for me. I think I just love to work hard and see where it brings me. So that's something I'm gonna do.
Now, I want to steer the conversation to your time in Cape Breton, but before I discuss that, I just wanted to touch up on again about the fact of, the Senators community absolutely loves you. And like we mentioned already, during this COVID year, you haven't really had the opportunity to interact with fans in person. However, unlike a lot of other prospects in any organization, I'm not calling out anyone, you've really, really worked hard and really made it a point to go on people's podcasts, to discuss and talk with fans, say hello, just, comment back, not a lot of players even take the time to do that. So Egor, what does it really mean? Does all the support, all these comments, all these tweets, like, are you reading, if somebody puts a tweet out on Twitter, are you reading it? Like, are you seeing that stuff? And what does that feel like for you?
Well, I obviously see when people tag me, right, in my Twitter. And so, it's fun to see. It's fun to see what people think of me, right? But I just that kind of person who loves being involved in stuff, right? Like even have opportunity to talk to you right now, and people gonna see it what I'm saying, right? So
Yeah.
that's fun for me. So I'm involved in that kind of stuff, and I think it's just I'm missing on something, and it was being involved in the community. Just talk to people and stuff like that, and it's the only way we can do it right now. So it means a lot to me, and I'm happy that I'm able to do that, and I'm happy that you got me on and we're talking right now.
Yeah, like I said, I'm absolutely fired up to have you on right now, Egor. Like I said, I'm wearing my Belleville jersey just for you. This is a
Love it.
really special moment. I got you. I got my Belleville.
Wow,
Right
it.
But Egor, let's get to Cape Breton. You spent a lot of your time in North America and Cape Breton, and in fact, you're there right now, right?
Oh, I'm in Halifax now.
Oh, you're in
for my
Halifax.
Summer.
So-
Yeah, I was in Cape Breton.
So what are the Maritimes like for you? Like, do you like it there? Like, what are the differences? I've never been. So what are the differences between the Maritimes and like here in Ottawa and Ontario?
I just honestly couldn't really tell you because I just feel like it's just my second home.
Oh, true.
I'm
Okay.
so used to it, and I just want to go back in the summers and spend time here with my billet family, obviously, because they've done so much to me. So I just want to come back here, and like every time I have opportunity to be back here, I wanted to do that. And I have a nice setup for my summer training, skating, and gym. So I'm not complaining about anything. But I really haven't seen anything in Ontario yet, so I can't really tell you the difference, right?
Yeah.
But the one thing I can tell you that the people are super friendly here, and it surprises me because I'm coming from Russia, so right. So that's something. It's just I always want to be back whenever I have opportunity because I call it my second home.
Now, before you came over to Canada from Russia, before you were drafted, whatever, did you ever hear the stereotype that Canadians are really, really nice?
Well, it was the one thing for me surprising because in Russia you won't, if you walk down the street, nobody's gonna ask you, hey, what's up, how you doing today,
Oh,
right?
really? Okay.
And here I just gonna walk and somebody at the start would somebody just ask me like, hey, what's up, and I'm like, do I know you? So like
Yeah,
that's usually when the people know you, they talk to you, but if they don't, they're never gonna bother asking you any questions.
So like the greetings was like just different, like just having people random people say hi. Okay. That's cool. Like that's something obviously as a Canadian, living in Canada my whole life, that's just something I never even thought of. So that's honestly really
exactly. You wouldn't think of that because you haven't really been anywhere where people are not gonna go ask you that.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, you were talking about your billet family, and I want to talk about that right now. Now, Sens fans have fallen in love with you, and I referenced this multiple times in this interview. That TikTok from when you were drafted in your pink suit, awesome TikTok, just a celebration, the pure joy. You're all celebrating together. So talk to us, talk to the fans, talk to me about the impact your billet family has really had on you the last few years.
Oh man, they're just it's special people in my life. Like that, like I said, I want to always go back. It's the same way that I went to see my parents. I want to see them, right? So I thought that it's one of the key parts in my success, right? Like you have a lot of people who's helping you, and they are obviously on top with them and my family back home. So I mean, they're just just special people to me, and everything they've done. Just even letting me stay over COVID-19 pandemic in their place without have any complicated things with that. So right. So you won't see that happening really often where people just gonna let billet son to stay for 9 months at their place over pandemic, right? So
for sure,
I think they're just like have a special space in my heart, obviously. So I mean, it's you just can't say enough about it, right? So like you're just always thankful for that they took me when I was 17 years old. And since then, like we became super close, and we always have conversations, and our next year my billet family will be able to come and see me in Ottawa and Belleville. So that's a great opportunity for them and me. So I'm just thankful. That all I can say.
Yeah, honestly, like I've been following the game of hockey for a while, and I've even known some OHL players, CHL players. And, obviously I know that they're billet families, but there's just something unique about your relationship with your billet family. And I think that's really awesome. And I think that really says a lot about you with your community work, with the outreach you have just to Sens fans in general. It's awesome, Egor. It says a lot about you, and it says a lot about the people that you surround yourself with. Now, I want to talk about, like you mentioned, you love working in the community. So can you talk to us about some of the great work you did in Cape Breton, for example?
Well, yeah, I was over the pandemic, actually. My billet family owns a grocery store in Cape Breton. So I was delivering groceries around for, a lot of time, like 4 or 5 months when, it was going crazy and people were really scared. So my billet mom had a Facebook page where she knew people. She knows lots of people in Cape Breton, and, lots of kids have immune system problems, and, they just couldn't really just go even to a grocery store, take that risk, right? So she made that page, and basically people would order groceries over internet, text her message or something. I'm gonna work out, and then she's gonna pack it all up, and I'm gonna go over to the store, pick it up, and just drop it off on the front step. So that was probably one of the biggest things I've done. But mostly it was visits to school, and just like being around kids in school, and all that kind of stuff, just giving an autographs. We would have like a breakfast thing where we serve breakfast to kids.
Oh, cool.
So that was like those things where you just go over, and kids come up to you, they just look at you, and they're like, oh, can I have your autograph, and just talk to you, like, and all that stuff. And so I think that was, probably delivering groceries was the biggest thing I've done. But it's been lots of other things, like just visit schools and visit kids in the hospital was pretty awesome for me.
You're going to absolutely love playing pro hockey here in North America, especially in Canada. The Sens hockey fans here in Ottawa are absolutely insane, and we have a great community here. We have an absolutely great community. So when you get the opportunity to come to Ottawa full time, I think you're just gonna have a great time here, Egor, because the Sens Foundation does great work, and obviously they work in conjunction with CHIO, for example, and you get to work with some kids that are there. And, honestly, the community work from teams is so important, and a person like you that's so passionate about working for the community, that is so rare. So I just want to highlight that, because that is really awesome.
I absolutely love it. Like, I was missing out on that one this year for sure.
Now, I want to ask you sort of a fun question here. I remember reading that Drake Batherson helped you teach English. Can you explain what that experience was like?
Well, I came over as a 17 years old guy who doesn't speak a lick of English.
Yeah.
And he was my billet brother back then. He was playing Cape Breton, right? So, but then he got traded to Armada over Christmas. But so he would just literally.
What? The same year that you met him?
Yeah. So he met. Okay. Yeah. Well, no, wait. Yeah, I came over as a 17, and he was going in his 19 year.
Oh, okay.
So he was in Cape Breton.
Okay.
Yeah, we were billet brothers.
Okay.
So he was just taking me everywhere, and I wasn't having any options. He would text me and said, "We're going for that. We're going for that. We're going for that." And I'm like, "Oh God, I don't want to do it," but I guess I had. Just he wouldn't leave me any options. So that was the way. And then just like helping me around everywhere, just at the ring all the time, trying to speak to me. So, and, it helped me.
That is.
And it was fun to have him. And, I'm just happy for his success right now and what he's able to accomplish. Man.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to join him soon up there in Ottawa. Hopefully,
exactly.
Maybe even next year. But Egor, you mentioned that Drake was pestering you about going out, and sometimes, like you just said, you didn't want to go out. What were those activities like? Like, were you doing some paintball? Like, what were some fun stuff that you guys did as a team there in Cape Breton?
Well, we would go to beaches. It's a beautiful spot. Then we go movies. Tuesday night, cheap night, movie night. So we go there, and I sit there, and I don't understand a thing, but I have to be there with him. Then go out to eat to a restaurant or something like that. So that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that says a lot about Drake Batherson too, because he didn't have to do that, but he chose to do that. And I think The Senators, man, let's go. So many good people in this organization. You absolutely love to see it. Now, like we're talking about Drake Batherson, but why don't you talk to us a little bit about Kevin Mandolese? You had him as your goaltender there in Cape Breton, and he came over via the draft in Ottawa. So now your teammates, once again, what's that like having your former teammate and now your current teammate, Kevin Mandolese, with you in Belleville?
It's fun too because he was one of the first guys when I got picked, texting me on my emailer, I believe. So it was the first guy I actually had a conversation on Snapchat, trying to go through translator and all that kind of stuff. But he was the first guy. So when I came over, he was one of the first guys who was, speaking to me, trying to talk to me, try to make friendship and stuff. So, he's obviously one of my best buddies. And, this year we spent a lot of time together because we were living together. So, yeah. So, it's actually pretty funny to think of that, we were teammates for 3 years and now we're teammates again. I think it's special for both of us, and, we're enjoying our time together as much as we can. And, I'm just, looking forward for his success, and he does the same thing around. So, he's just, helping each other out, and, it's been fun, and hopefully, we can stay teammates for a long time. Will be something to remember.
For sure. And Kevin Mandolese, he had great stats, especially in his last year with Cape Breton. So I don't see why he wouldn't be here for a while in Ottawa. It would be a shame if he wasn't. And honestly, I hope both of you here are here in Ottawa for a very long time. Now, you mentioned that you were roommates with Kevin Mandolese during this past season. Talk to us about that experience, because Sens fans know the famous trio in Josh Norris, Tim Stützle, and Brady Tkachuk. They're all sleeping at Mark Stone's old house. It's basically probably a crazy place. What was it like rooming with Kevin Mandolese? Was there what was that like?
Well, he loves clean, everything clean. So I had to change myself.
So he was the clean freak. Okay.
He loves that kind of stuff. He's like, make sure you put that away. Make sure you put that away. Make sure you do that. So I'm like, oh God, it's gonna be a long year, but but it was fun. We were just having a great time together. It's not, we weren't doing anything crazy, but just being able to live with him was just something special, I think. And he was a clean freak. I was a messy guy, but I had to become a clean freak as well. So kind of worked out. He kind of changed me. So it was better off him changing me towards him than me trying to make him messy, because it would be a struggle. So yeah, that was pretty much it. We were just spending time, and obviously we were only able to be at home. So yeah, we didn't kill each other, but it's good.
Did you ever get close, though? I feel like they're at the early stages, especially with clean versus messy. I feel like there's definitely some tense moments, eh?
No, we actually didn't, to be honest, because we haven't seen each other for such a long time after that COVID break, right? So it was kind of I'm gonna agree to that, and I'm gonna do that for you. So yeah, I don't want to try to figure things out at home when we had practice, workout, and stuff like that. You just rather just chill and watch TV in clean place, right?
Did you ever? Yeah, obviously, yeah. You are definitely right. Now, did you ever? I assume you guys had a PS4 or an Xbox there. Did y'all ever have competitions and Black Ops or whatever?
We would just play Warzone together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Call of Duty. Just sometimes obviously we would come back from practice and work out, and we have most of the day, and we can't go anywhere. Right? What we're gonna do? Laying down in our beds and look at top. So we would play some video games. Yeah, so we would play some Call of Duty together.
Now, I have to ask you just one more question about the experience being a roommate with Kevin Mandolese, because here at Sens Talk and many other blogs, we gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta ask the questions the fans want to know. So, who was on breakfast duty? Who was on dinner duty at the Mandolese Sokolov household?
I was on dinner duty for sure, but for breakfast we were just going different things. He was going for more eggs, I was going for more oatmeal, guys. So but I had an air fryer, man. It's a game changer. So
it is
it's a game changer. I can't even call it as a dinner duty, to be honest with you. It's just air fryer duty there. You just throw anything in there and it cooks perfect. So that was kind of a thing we had.
Yeah, air fryer is so clutch.
Oh,
I'm moving honestly, right? Like I'm moving downtown Ottawa. I'm moving into an apartment with a friend of mine. Obviously away from my parents. First time I'm living away from my parents, and I'm not exactly Gordon Ramsay out here. So the air fryer is definitely going to help me a
oh
lot.
my God, man. You can do anything in it. Doesn't matter what it is, but you can do it.
What was the
So,
Sokolov specialty in the air fryer?
oh, we would just have, let's say, chicken breasts, sweet potato fries, and broccoli, just all in there. And it's just nice and healthy and simple, and it's just all you need: protein, carbs, and veggies. So that was kind of a meal we always had. We would obviously switch around the meat. It would be, well, we would have quinoa with salmon, let's say, with different combinations, where steak with something, steak with rice. So that was kind of those things.
So you guys were eating well. You know what?
Oh yeah.
Good. And the key, yeah, like honestly, this sounds like a restaurant out there. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not something you have to be like complicated, but you just throw that chicken there and for 16 minutes, 8 minutes each side, put any spices you want on it, and it comes out crispy, right? So it's perfect. And then same thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, same thing with the steak or salmon. It's exact same thing. So
now I think you're probably like me, where you're able to cook the basic stuff like eggs, stuff like that, but you're not exactly like a big chef. So the air fryer, it's a game changer. I completely agree with you. It is really a game changer.
oh yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna go crazy about cooking.
Yeah.
I have something special in my for breakfast is a protein pancakes, and it's a game changer.
Talk to us about the protein pancakes.
That's a game changer. I think I can eat them like 24/7. It just has protein powder, banana, cinnamon, oats, and you just blend it all together, and it comes out perfect. You do it, well, you cook them, and then you put a Greek yogurt, blueberries, and everything on top, and it just comes out like ridiculously good.
That honestly sounds pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. I may need to get some protein pancakes in the near future, Igor. I'm not gonna lie. I may have to hit you up for some of those. Now, I want to talk to you about, it's been known that during intermissions, a lot of players snack up, either carb up, get some, electrolytes in their system. So, Igor, during an intermission, what are some drinks and or snacks you eat or drink to replenish yourself before you get out there for the next period?
I would usually have, Biostill as a drink. It keeps it all super hydrated. All the guys using that. So I would have that, and most of the times I would have we have like those waffles, kind of honey stinger, I believe they call
like Egos, right?
Yeah, that's like kind of
little. I know what you're talking
about. Yeah,
about.
they're little, like they have like 160 calories, but they have like 30 to 40 grams of carbs. So I would have one of those. Yeah, basically, like that was the main thing. Banana or that. So
okay, so question: have you ever had, like, I assume the Ottawa Senators, like when you're at the Canadian Tire Center or whatever, they have like a cook or something, or somebody that like prepares meals for you guys. Have you ever had those famous protein pancakes from a Senator chef or whatever? Like, has the team ever participated?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I was a rookie. I'm not gonna try to ask them to cook something for me, right? So
true. Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. It's like it's funny, honestly, the way you put it there. It's like any new job. Like if you just got hired, let's say, at an accounting firm, the first couple of months, you're not going to like act like you run the place. That's fair.
No, exactly. You're going to eat whatever they give you.
And what's the food like there? I'm sure it's pretty good.
Yeah, it was, it's always was nice and simple. Obviously, like us, like it was pasta. Well, for breakfast, there was always eggs and, cottage cheese and all that kind of healthy stuff, like bacon and like omelet, like whatever you would like to, basically any kind of fruit. And so that basic stuff you need as a hockey player, right? So
now I want to ask you one final question, Igor, because we've been on here for a bit of time, and I know it's been a long day for both of us. So I know, especially you want to get some rest. But I want to ask you one more question, and I think this is a really fun question because we've seen Frank the Tank celebration become Brady Tkachuk's signature goal celebration last season. So Igor, should we expect a signature Egor Sokolov goal celebration next year?
Well, if you would go back to my last Q year, you would see me doing lots of salutes because Jagger is my favorite player all the time. So if you go back to see, like, I don't know if it's any highlights or anything, but it was the main thing I was doing every goal. But last year as a rookie, I kind of didn't want to pull that out yet. So, but I think it might come back.
Okay. We're gonna keep some eyes out for that. I can't wait for the first goal next year from you, Egor. And if I can't wait to see whether or not the Egor salute comes out in full fruition.
For sure.
Fired up for that. But Egor, thank you so much for joining us today. Honestly, we've been speaking for a while, and like I said, and I'll say it again, huge fan of yours. Like many other Sens fans, keep on doing your thing. Keep on just being a great person like you are, and I can't wait to see you flourish and blossom to an incredible NHL talent. So, Egor, thank you once again for joining the show. We'll have to have you on again soon, and thanks again, buddy.
All right, thanks for having me. I appreciate it a lot.
And thanks again, Egor.